Good morning, students. How are you today? Very good. Everyone is doing fine. So before we start our class, teacher want to ask you to pick the rubbish around you and put on your table. After our class, you can throw the rubbish into the rubbish bin, okay? Very good. So before we start our class, teacher want to ask you a question. So, what day is today, students? Oh, you have to remember the day for today, Afika. Today is not Monday. But what day is today? Very good. Today is Thursday. You have to remember the day before you come to class so that you can bring the right subjects. Very good. So today is Thursday. Very good. And for today's lesson, we are going to focus on simple present tense. For today's class is about simple present tense. So, teacher want to ask your attention. Please give your full attention to this class so that you can understand after the class. Alright, students? Anybody knows what is simple present tense? Very good. Talk about something that in the present. Very good. Very good, Muhammad. So, simple present tense is when we use a verb to tell about things that happen continually in the present, like every day, every week, or every month, or every year. Right, students? Do you all understand? Simple present tense, we use a verb to tell about things that happen continually, every day, every week, every month, and every year. Alright? Do you all understand? Very good. So we use simple present tense for anything that happens often or factual. Alright? Teacher will give you example later on. Alright? Before that, you have to remember, we use simple present tense when something that happens often or factual. Alright? Very good. So now we are moving to rules of simple present tense. The rules of simple present tense that we use to describe the simple present tense. So now first rule is repeated or regular actions in the present time period. So what does it mean? It means that something that you do again and again, over and over. So like your regular action in the time present. Alright, teacher give you examples, some examples. So, I take the train to school, or I take the bus to school. So, you use take because you describe something that you do again and again. Because you go to school today, tomorrow also you go to school. So, today you take bus, tomorrow also you take bus. So, we have to use simple present tense. Remember, students, we use simple present tense because something that is over and over, you do it again and again. This is the first rule, okay? So you use simple present tense. So the second example, alright, students. The trains to Kuala Lumpur leaves every hour. So because the train is always moving, today the train leaves at every hour. So tomorrow also the same. Do the same. So you have to use simple present tense. So you use leaves. The train to Kuala Lumpur leaves every hour. Do you understand? Very good. Okay. Let me give you one more example. Nafis sleeps 8 hours every night during the week. So Nafis, he sleeps 8 hours every night during a week. So he on Monday he can sleep for 8 hours, and then Tuesday he only sleeps for 7 hours, and then the next day he sleeps for 8 hours again. So means that Nafis sleeps like he sleep 8 hours every week. So we have to use simple present tense. So we use sleeps. Nafis sleeps 8 hours every night during the week. Do you all understand, students? Right, very good. So this is the rule, the first rule, which is repeated or regular action in the present of time period. So something that you do again and again, you have to use simple present tense. All right, very good. So rule number 2 for simple present tense is fact. So fact is something that is true, something that is not lying or is not making up, something that is true, it's fact. All right, students, something is true. So for example, let me give you an example. The president of the USA lives in the White House. This is facts because the president lives in the White House. So something that facts, you have to use simple present tense. So the president lives in the White House. It's facts. So you have to use simple present tense. All right. The second example is a dog has 4 legs. Dog has 4 legs. So it's facts, right? You see the dog has 4 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So dog has 4 legs. So it's facts. You see the dogs, right, students? The dogs have 4 legs, right? So this is fact. So you have to use simple present tense. So you say a dog has 4 legs. You cannot say a dog had 4 legs, meaning the dog is already died already. So you cannot use past tense. You have to use simple present tense. All right? For something is fact. Okay. The last example is we come from Malaysia, Sabah. Teacher come from Timor-Leste. Something that is fact. I'm from Timor-Leste. I'm not from Malaysia. So it's fact. So I have to use simple present tense. I say I come from Malaysia. I cannot say I coming from Timor-Leste. That's wrong. Okay, students. If you want to go to somewhere else and then when the people ask you, where are you from? And then you say, I come from Malaysia, Sabah. You're gonna say, I coming from Malaysia, Sabah. That's totally wrong. Right, students? You're gonna use that. It's fact. You are from Malaysia, Sabah. So you have to use simple present tense. You cannot use past continuous, past tense, simple continuous tense, or future tense. You cannot use that, alright? Very good. Something that is fact, you have to use simple present tense. Very good. For rules number 3 of simple present tense is habits. Habit is what? Habit is something that you do it unconsciously. For example, alright, teacher give you one example. I get up early every day. So it's your habit. Let's say, alright, Muhammad, what time do you usually wake up in the morning? 7 a.m. Very good. So it's your habit. You always wake up at 7 a.m. So for something that is habit, you use simple present tense. I wake up at 7 a.m. early in the morning every day. So something that is your habit, you have to use simple present tense. So you have to say I get up. You cannot say I got up or I woke up. Cannot, alright? That's wrong. You say I wake up early in the morning every day. It's your habit. So you have to use simple present tense. Alright. For the second example, Carol brushes her teeth twice a day. It's your habit. You brush your teeth twice a day. Some people, they brush their teeth 3 times a day. So their habit. So you have to use present tense. Alright, Afika, how many times do you brush your teeth? I brush my teeth 2 times a day. So you use simple present tense. Do you understand? Okay, teacher give you another example. They travel to their country house every weekend. So they travel to their hometown every weekend. So it's their habit. Because they are living outside of their hometown. So every weekend they go back to their hometown. So it's their habit. So we have to use simple present tense. So you have to say they travel to their hometown every week or every month or every year. Something you do you habit to do means you have to use simple present tense. Alright, students? Are you clear? Alright, very good. For rules number 4 is about things that are always or generally true. It's the same thing as facts. They are both the same. So something that is always or generally true, you do it. For example, teacher give you example. It rains a lot in winter. So if you go to England, if you go to UK, during the winter time, it always rain. You rarely see the snow because it always rain in the winter season. So if something that is generally true, you have to use simple present tense. So you say it rains a lot in winter. So you use simple present tense. Okay, the second one is the Queens of England lived in Buckingham Palace. So this is true. But who is Queen? Alright, students. So who is Queen? Queen is Queen of England. England is Queen Elizabeth. She is the Queen of the UK. I think everybody knows her. She's the Queen. So she lives in Buckingham Palace. So it's something that is true. So you use simple present tense. You cannot say the Queen of Elizabeth living in Buckingham Palace. No, that's wrong, okay? You have to use simple present tense. Say the Queen lives. The Queen lives. Cannot the Queen living, alright, students? Alright. So another example. They speak English at work or they speak English at school. It's something that you do it always. So you speak always. Let's say I speak Tetung at home. So I always speak my language at home. I don't speak English. I don't usually speak English or I don't always speak English. I always speak my mother tongue. So teacher always speaks Tetung with his family. So you have to use simple present tense. Let's say, Afika, do you speak Malay, right? Always with your parents, right? Yeah, so you have to say, I always speak Malay with my parents or with my friends. So you have to use simple present tense. Something that is always or is generally true, you have to use simple present tense. Cannot use past tense, cannot use future tense or any other verbs except simple present tense. Okay, students? Do you all understand? If you have any questions, you may raise your hands. Teacher, I don't understand. So teacher can. So now we are moving to on how to conjugate the verb and how the verb itself spell. Okay. We form the present tense using the base form of the infinitive without the to. Alright, students? In general, in the third person, we add s. We add s at the end of the verb in the third person. Right, students? Okay. Let me give you an example. The subject I, you, we, they, we use the base form. We don't add s at the end. Okay, students? For example, I speak English at home. You speak English at home. We speak English at home. They speak English at home. So you don't add s at the end of the verb, okay? Speak, no speaks. I speaks English at home. That's wrong, okay? I speak English at home. The same thing as for subject you. You speak English at home, or you speak Malay at home. You cannot say you speaks Malay at home. No, you cannot say that, okay? You speak Malay at home. We speak Malay at home. They speak Malay at home. So for subject she, he, it, we add s. For example, she speaks English at home. He speaks English at home. Alright? We add s. It speaks English at home. Like something that speaks English. Alright? That's weird, but we usually refer to people. So she speaks English at home. Afika speaks English at home. So Afika is she, subject she. So only one. So we add s. Afika speaks English at home. Afika speaks Malay at home. Do you all understand? Okay. So for subject I, you, we, they, we use the verb without s. The infinitive verb. Alright? If verb speak, the subject I, you, we, they, we use still the same. The verb speak. I speak English at home. For she, for subject she, he, it, we add s at the verb, at the end of the verb. Alright, students? Example, she speaks English at home. He speaks English at home. Alright, students? Is it clear? Alright, very good. If any question, raise your hand, okay? Alright, very good. Alright, students, so now we are still in the spelling. So the spelling for the verb in the third person differs depending on the ending of the verb. So for verbs that end in O, CH, SH, SS, or X, or Z, we add ES in the third person. Okay, students? For example, let me give you example. Go. So verb go. So the third person, we add S, ES. So it becomes goes. For subject I, you, we, they, we don't add S, ES I mean. So for subject it, she, he, we add ES. So it becomes goes. So the verb that end with O, like go, so go is, the end is O, right? O. So you have to add ES for the third person of singular. So she goes to school every day. So you have to add ES. Alright? Do you understand? Alright. For CH, for example, catch. Catch. Verb catch. Do you all understand what is catch? Catch is, for example, catch. Or maybe, alright, teacher will give you an example. So we only talk about the third person of singular, right? We add ES. We don't talk about the subject I, you, we, they. We only talk about subject it, she, and he. So for verb catch, the end is CH, right? So we add with ES. For example, Muhammad catches the bus every day. So you have to add ES at the end of the verb. Alright, students? Do you understand? Alright. So another verb that end with SH, you have to add ES. Only for the third person singular. Alright, students? So for the verb that end with CH, is wash. For example, wash. So let's say I wash my clothes every Sunday or every weekend. So wash, you add es at the end of the verb only for third person of singular, it, she and he. So you say she washes her clothes every weekend. He washes the dishes after eating. Alright? Do you understand? Alright. So another verb that end with double s, ss, for example, verb kiss. So kiss, you add es at the end of the verb, become kisses. For example, I kissed my grandmother on the cheek. Or no, you have to use the singular person, right? She kisses her grandmother on the cheek. So you have to add es. So become kisses. She kisses her grandmother on the cheek. Alright? Do you understand? And then for another verb that end with x, you have to add es, especially for third person singular. So for example, fix. Fix means when you fix something, it's broke, right? So you fix. So the verb that end with x, if you use for third person of singular, you have to add es. So it becomes fixes. Let's say Muhammad fixes her bicycle. So Muhammad fixes his bicycle. So you have to use es at the end. So he fixes his bicycle. Alright, students? Do you all understand? Alright. For the last one is the verb that end with z. For example, buzz. Buzz means excited. Something is a slang. I think it's commonly used in Australia or in the UK. So buzz means excited. So let's say she buzzes to do the homework. She buzzes to do the task. She buzzes to go to the supermarket. So you have to add es at the end of the verb, especially only for third person of singular. If the subject I, you, they, we, you cannot add es at the end. Only for third person of singular, which are she, he, and it. Alright? So the verb that end with o, ch, sh, double s, ss, double s, x, and z, you add es at the end of the verb. Okay? Just now I already give you example. So go, you have to add es at the end. So it becomes goes for third person of singular. Right, students? Do you all understand? Okay. Later, teacher will give you an exercise for you to do so it can enhance your understanding more. Alright? Very good. Alright, students. So for verbs that end in a consonant y, we remove the y and add ies. Eyes. We add ies. For example, the verb marry. So you remove the y. Marry is MAWRNY. So you remove the y and you add ies. So it becomes marries. This one is for third person of singular. Alright, students? Alright, let me give you another example. The verb study. So the verb study. So study is spelling, it spells like STUDY, right? So Y is at the end. So for this case, you have to remove the Y and add IES to form the singular verb for singular person. She studies English at university. She studies English at school. So you have to remove the Y, okay? Consonant Y. So consonant Y means, for example, study, right? Study Y. Before Y is D, right? So D is consonant. The same thing as Mary, Mary. So Mary, double R, right? Before Y is R. So R is consonant. So for consonant, then you have to remove Y. You add IES. Alright, students? Alright, let me give you another example. The verb carry. Carry is CAWR, then Y. So before Y is letter what? R, right? So R is consonant. So you have to remove Y and add IES to become carries. So she carries her grocery to home. Alright? Another example, worry. So worry, it spells like W-O, no, not W, yes, W-O double R and Y. W-O-R-R and Y. So you remove the Y because before the Y is consonant R. So you remove the Y and you add IES. Becomes worries. Alright? Do you understand? So for the verb that end in a consonant Y, consonant plus Y, just now explained, study. So study at the end of the letter is Y. So before the Y is D, right? D is consonant. So you have to remove the Y and add IES, becomes studies, right? That one is for consonant. And for vowel, for verbs that end in a vowel plus Y, we just add S, just S. Okay, for the consonant we add IES, but for vowel we add only S, just S. Okay. For example, the verb play. So play, it spells like P-L-A-Y. So before Y is what? The vowel A, right? A. So A is vowel. So you only add S, the letter S. So it becomes plays. So yes. And then another example, enjoy. So enjoy, it spells like E-N-J-O-Y. So before Y is O, right? So only add S. Remember, for vowel that plus Y, you only add S. For consonant plus Y, you add IES. So the verb enjoy becomes enjoys. Another one is verb say. So the verb say, it is spelled S-A-Y, right? So before Y is vowel. So you have to add S. So it becomes says. So she says something to me. He says something to me. It says that you are beautiful. It says that you are smart. Okay, students? So those are the rules for consonant plus Y and vowel plus Y. Do you all understand, students? Alright, very good. So now we are moving to practice. We are going to do some exercise. So for this stage, practice stage, teacher wants you to work in pair. So find your friend, become a pair. Pair means work in two. So one, become two. So you work two people only, okay? Work in pairs, alright? Is everyone already in pair? All right. Very good. So now teacher will give you an exercise in the blank in the handouts. You just fill in the blank. All right, students, do you understand? So the instruction is just fill in the blank in the simple present tense. Okay. So now teacher will distribute to you. All right, students. So now since you're already in pair, teacher will give you 5 minutes to do the task. Is there enough time for you? All right, very good. So after you do the task, we will discuss the answer together. Okay? All right, very good. So teacher give you 5 minutes to do your task. All right, yes, very good. You have to answer all the questions. So there are 15 questions, so you have to answer all, okay? All right, so maybe your other friend do 7 questions and your other friend do 7 questions or 8 questions, okay? All right, very good. All right, students, so the time is up. So now we are going to discuss the answers. All right? Are you all ready? All right, very good. You guys are very excited to do the task. Okay, all right. Okay, so for number 1, so let me read the questions for you and then you just tell me the answer, okay? I usually blank the verb go to school. What is the answer? Yes, very good. So the answer is go. You cannot say I goes to school, okay? I usually go to school. So the verb is still the same, go. Okay, very good. So for the second one is the question, they visit us often. So they visit us often. So the verb is visit. So how do you conjugate the verb? They visit us often. Very good. So the verb still visit, no visits, because they, the subject they, we don't need to add s at the end. Okay? All right, very good. For number 3, question number 3, you play basketball. Sorry, you play basketball once in a week. So the verb play. So remember, once in a week means that you do it again and again. Mean you do it like once in a week. So we use present tense. So you play basketball once in a week. Very good. So you no need to add s. All right, very good. So for the next question, Tom work every day. So the verb is work. So Tom work every day. So what is the correct verb? Yeah, we have to add s. So Tom works every day. So Tom is only one person. So is a he. Okay? He's a male. Tom is usually male. So only one person. So we have to add s at the end of the verb. So Tom works every day. All right? Understand? All right. So for number 4, we have number 5. He always tell us funny stories. He always tell us funny story. So what is the verb? Tell or tells? Yes, very good. Tell. So he always tells us funny stories. So we have to use s at the end of the verb. Always, always, always have to add s. All right, students? So he always tells us funny stories. So number 6, she never helped me with that. She never helped me with that. So what is the correct verb? She never helped me with that. She, remember, she, only one person. So she never helps me with that. So you have to add s at the end. So she never helps me. Okay, students. So for number 7, Martha and Kevin swim twice a week. Martha and Kevin swim twice a week. Do we add s or not? What, Muhammad? Add s? No, that's wrong. Cannot add s. Because Kevin and Martha is 2 people already. So they become they. If Martha only, then we have to add s. If Kevin only, we have to add s. But they are 2 people. Martha and Kevin swim twice a week. So we don't need to add the s. So Martha and Kevin swim twice a week. No s. Okay? So for number 8, what? In this party, people usually dance a lot. In this party, people usually dance a lot. So what is the verb? In this party, people usually dance a lot. So yeah, people is many people. Person is only one. People is 2 people already. Person is only one. 2 is more than 1. Okay? So we have to use the main verb, which is dance. Alright, students? Very good. Alright, for number 9, Linda take care of her sister. Linda take care of her sister. So Linda is only one person. Okay, so Linda takes care of her sister. So remember, don't forget to add s at the end of the verb, because Linda is only one person. Okay, students? Very good. For number 10, alright, for number 10, we have John rarely leave the country. John rarely leave the country. So John is only one person. Very good. Yes, so you have to add s at the verb. Leaves. John rarely leaves the country. Okay? Alright, very good. So now we're moving to question number 11. So question number 11 is, we live in the city most of the years. So we. The verb is still? Yes, live. You cannot add s because we don't need to add s at the end. Only for subject it's she and he. Okay, so we lives in the city most of the years. Question number 12. Lori traveled to Paris every Sunday. Lori traveled to Paris every Sunday. So Lori is only one person. So Lori travels to Paris every Sunday. Because she always travels every Sunday. Means she does it every Sunday. So we have to use s at the end of the verb. So Lori travels to Paris every Sunday. Alright, very good. So for number 13, I bake cookies twice a month. I bake cookie twice a month. So what is the verb? I baking or what? No, you cannot say I baking the cake twice a month. No, that's wrong. Because you say twice a month, something that you do, always do. You do it again and again, twice a month. So you say I bake a cake twice a month, or I bake cookies twice a month. Okay? Very good. Alright, for question number 14, you always teach me new things. So always. You see the word always. So you always teach me new things. So the verb is still the same. Yes, you always teach me. If she always, then she always teaches me new things. Because it's subject you, then you don't need to add s. Okay? Very good. So for last question, she helped the kids of the neighborhood. She helped the kids of the neighborhood. So she. Do we need to add s or not? She helped the kids of the neighborhood. Yes, very good. We have to add s. So it becomes she helps the kids of the neighborhood. Very good. Well done. So, alright students. So we have done the practice, the exercise. So have you all got correct? How many here got correct? Very good. Yes. Give a round of applause to you guys. To yourself. Alright students, so now we are moving to another exercise. So in this exercise, teacher wants you to divide yourself into 4 groups. Okay? Divide yourself into 4 groups. Alright, very good. So after that, pick your representative to come in front and take the Manila card. Alright, students? Okay, come in front and take your Manila cards. Oh, wait first. Teacher will give you an instruction first. You divide yourself into 4 groups. Then later you pick your representative and come in front and to take the Manila card. After that, you have to write a sentence using simple present tense about yourselves. For example, let's say I go to school every morning. I take bus from my home to go to school. I have friends at the school. So you have to use verb in simple present tense, describe about your lives from home to school. Okay? Something that you eat at school, you play with your friends at school. Okay, students? You write 1 paragraph. Okay? Do you understand? Okay. Alright, very good. Alright, now come and take your Manila card. And then write your sentences, your paragraph, only one paragraph in Manila card. Okay? Very good. Teacher give you 7 to 8 minutes to do your task. Okay? Alright? Do you all understand? Alright, very good. Alright, students, your time is up. Now, pick your representative to come in front and read aloud to your other friends to listen about your everyday life using present tense. Okay? Alright, very good. Alright, yes, very good. Alright, students, you have done very good job. You all are very smart. So we are coming to the end of our class. So teacher want to pick one of you to tell me that what we have learned today. Okay? So Bernadette, what we have learned today? Yes, very good. Today we have learned about simple present tense. So for simple present tense, for the subject I, you, we, they, we don't need to add s. For subject it, she, and he, we add s at the end of the verb. Okay? And also for consonant that end with y, we have to add ies. For vowel that end with y, we add s only. Very good. So you guys did very well for today. I hope to see you in our next class. Okay, students? Good afternoon. Bye.